in part 2 of Indigo, we found that the landlords, they told the peasants that they would be released from cultivating 15% of their land with Indigo, and in return they had to pay some compensation to the landlords. Then what happened is that some of the peasants were very happy at this. They were happy to accept this offer. Why? Because the sharecropping arrangement was IRKSOME. IRKSOME, you see, IRKSOME. This IRK is a word which means annoying, disturbing. IRKSOME means it was disturbing, it was annoying or difficult. And there are many English words like this. With IRKSOME, you also have troublesome. The word troublesome you must have heard. You know the word awesome. You are very good in using awesome when you find a nice picture in WhatsApp or any media. IRKSOME, troublesome, awesome. Then you have handsome. Then you have some other words are there. So these are some similar words. So this sharecropping arrangement was IRKSOME. It was really not that good, and the peasants were suffering. They did not love this activity. It was IRKSOME to the peasants, and many signed willingly. They agreed to the offer that the landlords gave to them. Okay, we will give you compensation and just release us from this old practice, old contract. But there were others who did not agree. They thought this is the way we have been living for long years. Let us continue this type of activity. So they resisted. Those who resisted, resisted means those who did not agree, those who said no. What happened to them? They engaged lawyers. They said, we will go to court, we will fight against you as per law. They engaged lawyers. Then what did the landlords do? The landlords hired thugs. Thugs means Thug. Thug means those who are having criminal records, those who are violent people having criminal records. Violent people, you can say gunda. So, when some of the peasants did not agree and they went to the court against the offer given by against the new instruction given by the landlords in return, they employed thugs. They took help of violent people. They wanted to threaten the peasants for not agreeing. The landlords hired thugs. Meanwhile, the information about synthetic indigo reached the illiterate peasants who had signed. Then interestingly, two types of peasants were divided into two types. First, some people agreed willingly, others did not agree, they went to the court. But the first group who agreed initially and they were happy, now they have come to know the story that the British landlords did not tell them. The story was that Germany had developed synthetic indigo and that was the reason. So since they also came to know the real story behind this new instruction, they wanted their money back. They said, no, we have come to know about your conspiracy. We are not going to be released from this. We don't want it, and give the money back. The compensation money that we paid you, give it back. So it was a totally chaotic situation. It was a long-term practice of sharecropping. According to that old practice, the sharecroppers were to cultivate 15% of their holdings with indigo production, and the entire harvest had to be surrendered to the landlords. When the landlords learned that Germany had developed synthetic indigo and they were apprehending that now our market, our business, our trade will slow down, then they, without telling the real reason, they just told the poor peasant that you give us some compensation money and we are going to release you from the 15% agreement, the old practice. Some of the peasants agreed, some others did not agree. They went to the court and the landlords employed thugs against them. But those who even agreed, they also finally came to know about the real story of synthetic indigo having been produced by Germany. So they also now said, no, we want our money back. This was a totally chaotic situation, and at this point, Gandhi arrived in Champaran. Rajkumar Shukla went to Lucknow to bring Gandhi to bring an end to this chaotic situation. Now what to do? It is really a very confusing situation. What did Gandhi do then? He began by trying to get the facts. That is very important. If someone tells you something about me or about someone else, don't come to any conclusion. Don't jump into any conclusion. That is a lesson we learn from this lesson. That is a teaching that Gandhi gives us. What is it? First of all, collect facts. First of all, know what it is about, what actually happened. So Gandhi first he began trying to get the facts. First, what did he do? First, he visited the secretary of the British Landlords Association. The peasants were complaining against the landlords, and Gandhi thought, I have to meet the landlords. There were many landlords whom to meet. The landlords had their association, and this association also had a secretary. Gandhi thought, let me go to the secretary, let me talk to him. Gandhi did accordingly. But what happened when Gandhi went to meet the secretary of the British Landlords Association? The secretary told him that they could give no information to an outsider. The secretary said, you are from Gujarat, this is Bihar. Why are you here? It is our problem, it is our issue. Why are you here? They said that they would not give any information to an outsider. Gandhi answered that he was not an outsider. Gandhi said, how you mean an outsider? In Gandhi's view, it's all India. It's the same country. I am from India. Gujarat is a part of India. Bihar is also a part of India. I have come from one part to another part to help my brothers. How can I become an outsider? But now also you see in different localities, outsider and local. This is often a matter of fight, a matter of sentiment. He is an outsider. How one becomes an outsider? There is no definite rule. It depends from situation to situation. But this is not a good practice. It is not a good idea. So when the secretary of the British Landlords Association told Gandhi that I am not going to give information to an outsider, Gandhi said, I am not an outsider. Next what happened? Gandhi called on. This is very important. When you do preposition, you will find such group verbs. How? After the verb, it's call on. We also have call at, call in, call up. Then we have call upon, call for. The same verb is call here. Prepositions are different. When there is a preposition after the verb, we together call it a group verb. All these 6 group verbs have 6 different meanings. Although the verb is the same, call, all the same, but because the preposition that comes after the verb is different, these 6 group verbs gives 6 different meanings. For example, call on is used when you talk about meeting someone. After on, there will be a person. I want to call on my friend. My friend is a person. It means to meet someone. And when call at is used, after at there will be a place. It means to visit a place. I called at my friend's home. I called on my friend. Then call in means to ask someone to come. Call up means to remember. I cannot call up his name. It means I can remember his name. Call up also means to talk over phone. Call up means to appeal. The President of India appealed to the people. It means the President of India called upon the people. Call for means to be eligible. It means someone has done something wrong and you say, your behavior calls for punishment. It means the way you have behaved, you have become eligible for punishment. Your behavior calls for punishment. So now we have got call on. Here we have got call on. What is it? Gandhi called on the British official commissioner. Gandhi called on means Gandhi met the British official commissioner of the Tirhat division in which the Champaran district lay. So Gandhi found, when he found that the secretary of the Landlords Association did not respond to him friendly, he even rejected Gandhi's plea. So then Gandhi said, let me go now to the government official. Who is the government official? Gandhi went to meet the commissioner of the Tirhat division. What is this commissioner? Commissioner. We are more familiar with the word deputy commissioner. Yes, deputy commissioner is called DC and he is the head of a district. Yes, but when we have deputy commissioner, doesn't it occur to you? Have you ever thought about it that since someone called a deputy commissioner is there, it means someone else who is called a commissioner should be above him in position. If someone is a deputy commissioner means he is subordinate to someone else. Vice President of India, it means someone called President is there, Deputy Secretary is there, someone called as Secretary must be there. So Deputy Commissioner means someone called Commissioner is of course there. But in a district, the highest authority is the Deputy Commissioner. Then who is the Commissioner then? A Commissioner is the head of several districts. And under a Commissioner there are several DCs, several Deputy Commissioners. We have a DC for one district and we have a Commissioner for several districts. That is it. So Gandhi met the Commissioner of which division? A DC looks after the district and the Commissioner looks after a division. A division is larger than a district. A division is made up of several districts. So Gandhi went to meet the Commissioner of which division? Tirhat division, because Champaran district was a part of this Tirhat division. And then what happened? The Commissioner also, now he is the officially designated person. He is the boss of several districts. And this very person is also, what did he do to Gandhi? The Commissioner proceeded to bully me. B-U-L-L-Y, bully. Bully means to threaten. This official Commissioner of the Tirhat division, the so high-ranking officer, how did he behave with Gandhi? He proceeded to bully me. Gandhi said he came to threaten me and advised me forthwith. Forthwith means immediately. Forthwith. Forthwith means immediately. This man tried to even threaten Gandhi and he advised Gandhi immediately leave Tirhat. Leave Tirhat immediately. This is what the Commissioner of Tirhat division told Gandhi. What to do now? Gandhi did not leave. The Commissioner of the Tirhat division, who was the head of several districts taken together, when this man told Gandhi leave immediately, Gandhi did not leave. This is his determination. Instead, he proceeded to Motihari, the capital of Champaran. Motihari is the capital of Champaran, the headquarters of Champaran district at that time. So Gandhi went to Motihari. Several lawyers accompanied him. At the railway station, a vast multitude greeted Gandhi. He went to a house and using it as headquarters, continued his investigations. A report came in that a peasant had been maltreated in a nearby village. Maltreated means ill-treated, wrongly treated, maltreated. Wrongly treated. So what happened now? When the Commissioner of Tirhat division told Gandhi to leave, Gandhi did not leave. He rather went to Motihari, which is the capital of Champaran, and then several other lawyers also accompanied Gandhi. And in the railway station, when he reached there, a huge number of people. The word the author has used here is vast multitude of people. It means a huge gathering was there. Many people came to greet Gandhi. And then Gandhi went to a house and he used it as his office, as his headquarters. And he now himself continued his investigation. Investigation means to find out the facts. British Landlords Association did not cooperate with Gandhi. Even the Commissioner of Tirhat division, he was a high-ranking government official. He did not cooperate with Gandhi. Now Gandhi is going to start investigation of his own. And now, at that time when he started staying in Motihari along with some other lawyers, a report came in, news came. What was the news? That a peasant had been maltreated in a nearby village. In a nearby village, a peasant was ill-treated, wrongly treated by the British people. Gandhi decided to go and see. Gandhi thought that, okay, this is my first experience. I will see something happening in front of my own eyes. It is a quite recent case, a new case. So Gandhi wanted to go and see it with his own eyes. The next morning, he started out on the back of an elephant. He had not proceeded far when the police superintendent's messenger overtook him and ordered him to return to town in his carriage. Gandhi was going to this remote village to see what actually happened to this poor peasant, but he did not go first. When he had just started after a while, and Gandhi was going on an elephant back. An elephant was his vehicle. Nowadays, if someone people become leaders, and they move in safaris and Innova and other very sophisticated cars, and they become heroes. But see, our hero Gandhi, what was his situation? He was on an elephant back, and then on the way he was stopped. Who stopped him? He was stopped by the messenger of the police superintendent. The police superintendent's messenger stopped Gandhi on the way and told him, "You come to my carriage, come to my car, I will take you back." And he took Gandhi back from on the way. Gandhi was not allowed to proceed. He was taken back. And when Gandhi was taken back to Motihari, and Gandhi had no other way, he could not fight. His mission, his principle was non-violence movement, bodily fight, attacking someone. This was not his principle. So when the police superintendent's messenger stopped him on the way, Gandhi did not resort to any physical return. He said, okay, he agreed. He complied means he agreed. Comply. Comply means to agree. Gandhi agreed and came back to Motihari with the police superintendent's messenger. Then when he returned to Motihari, the messenger drove Gandhi home, where he served him with an official notice to quit Champaran immediately. After Gandhi returned to Champaran, the messenger who took him back from the way, he gave him a notice. This is the notice from the government. What is the notice? The notice said that Gandhi should immediately leave Champaran. Now what will Gandhi do? Gandhi signed a receipt for the notice. Gandhi wrote, "Yes, I have got a notice from the government officials that I should leave Champaran immediately." And then what else did he write? Along with this, he wrote that he would disobey the order. He said, "I have got a notice. This is the notice I have got to leave Champaran immediately. I have received it, but I am going to disobey it. I am not going to follow it." In consequence, what happened then? Yes, you have disobeyed a government order. The government says leave, and you are not leaving. You are specifically, very clearly saying, "I am not going to obey this order. It is against the government rule." So what happened to Gandhi then? In consequence, Gandhi received a summons to appear in court the next day. So Gandhi was given a summons from the court. You know, summons, a government, an official notice that comes from the court to go to court if there is a case against you. So Gandhi also received the summons from the court that you have to appear in the court the next day because you have disobeyed a government order. What happened then? All night Gandhi remained awake. What to do now? Gandhi could not sleep the whole night. He telegraphed Rajendra Prasad. Rajendra Prasad, you know, we have got the name earlier. He sent a telegram to him to come from Bihar with influential friends. Gandhi said that I need legal help. I am alone. He told Rajendra Prasad through telegram that come and bring with you some influential friends, some people who can help me legally from Bihar. He also sent instructions to the ashram. To ashram he sent instructions. I am in trouble. I am in difficulty. I have got a summons to appear in the court tomorrow. Pray for me. And he also did a third thing. What did he do? He wired a full report. W-I-R-E, wire. We know the word wire very well. But here the word wire is used as a verb. And it means to send a telegram. Wire means to send a telegram. Gandhi also sent a telegram to the Viceroy. The Viceroy was the head of the Indian government at that time. Gandhi had linked with all types of people. Although he was fighting against the British, he had good link with the government also. So he sent a report to the Viceroy that I am in this situation. To the Viceroy he sent a report. To the ashram he also sent information, I am in trouble. And in Bihar he sent information to Rajendra Prasad to come with influential people. And the next day he was supposed to go to the court to face, because he disobeyed the government instruction to leave Champaran. And the next day what happens in the court, this part we'll see in the next video.